all the days of his third grade dropout that he was quoting Michelangelo, saying, "Us boys, I won't have a problem if you aim high and miss, but I'm gonna real issue if you aim low and hit." A country mother quoting Henry Ford, saying, "If you think you can, or if you think you can, you're right." I learned that how to third grade simple lessons. Lessons like this, so you'd rather be an hour early than a minute late. We never knew what time it was. My house was because the clock was always ahead. My mother said nearly 30 miles. I said 45 in the morning. One day she said maybe one of my boys will catch me in the act of excellence. I want to share a few things with you. Aristotle said then you are what to repeatedly do. From extra, not an act. Don't ever forget that. I know you're tough. I know you see worthy, but always be kind. Always. But don't never forget that. Never embarrass mama. Yeah. If mommy ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. If daddy ain't happy, don't nobody cares. But you know, I'm telling you. Next lesson. Lesson from a kid over there in the gallery. Son, make sure your summer tower is bigger than your ego. Ego is the inner stage that is the pain of stupidity. You might have a relative in mind. You want to send that to, let me say it again. Ego is the inner stage that is the pain of stupidity. Pride is the burden of a spiritual person. John Oden coaches basketball used it for a living. What is foreign does impact people. It's all those national championship. Guess what it was for? What it's doing? Going to the top court, grabbing a broom, and sitting his own gym floor. You want to make an impact? Find your broom. Every day of your life, you find your broom. Through your influence that way. That way you're talking to people so that you can impact them. Final lesson. Son, if you're gonna do a job, do it right. I've always been told how average I can be. Always been criticized about being average. I stand here before you, before all of these people, not listening to those words, but telling myself every single day to shoot for the stars, to be the best that I can be. Good enough isn't good enough if it can be better, and better is good enough if it can be best. Let me close with a very personal story that I can bring all this into focus. Wisdom will come to you, the unlikely express of sources. A lot of times through failure. When you hit rock bottom, remember this. While you're struggling, rock bottom also be a great foundation. And always grow. I'm not worried that you'll be successful. I'm worried that you won't fail from time to time. Person that gets up off the canvas and keeps growing, that's the person who will never continue to grow their influence. Back in the 70s, to help me make this point, let me introduce you to someone. I met the finest woman I've met in my life. Back in my day, we called her Brick House. Oh, freaking cold outside. We're a little bit thin out. Whoa. The blinds hadn't come out yet. They're like quarterbacks and running backs. We are at the stands and final we have Trina Williams from Lompoc, California. And we grew on dancing. Just decided, and I decided a bit of the dance that I was ask her a phone number. Trina was the only person. Trina was the only one in college who gave me a real telephone number. Anyway, my whole hands are freaking cold. This record is 8-0. I'm gonna take him bus. And the city is 5534. My bus. Let's go to workplace.